Hey, I'm Nico, welcome back to Pink Wall Kitchen, and today we're making for you baked gnocchi, or a version of baked gnocchi called gnocchi sorrentina. That's gnocchi sorrentina. Sorrentina. Gnocchi sorrentina. That's what we're making. Now I'm going to show you how to make it just now. Boom. Alrighty, so what we need to start with is a shallot. You can most definitely use an onion if you want to as well. You can definitely use a spring onion or a scallion, but I like to use shallot because they have a little bit more of an astringency to them, or a bit more bite to them, and I think it works really well with this particular sauce that we're making. So dice it, slice it, put it in whole, whatever you like, but I'm going to just slice it quite roughly. Because I want that texture and those sort of edgy bits that we're going to show you how to do now in with the tomatoes. So let's get into it. It's always, such a process of trying to take the skins off onions. Come on, baby. Come away from your papa. Does that sound creepy? Does that sound a bit creepy? Maybe it sounds a bit creepy. So now we peel the onions and we're just going to slice them nice and rough. You don't need to be too much of a perfectionist about it. Very good. And tip here, the faster you cut your onions, the less likely you will be to get sore eyes. Trust me on that one. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, so heat on. I'm using a medium-sized, heavy-based pot. You can use a fry pan, or you can use a cast iron skillet, any type of pan you like. You just want to have a little bit of a height to it because we're making a sauce. You don't want it to sort of be splashing out everywhere and going gangbusters like a wave or tsunami or whatever. Olive oil, a good glug of olive oil into the pan. Wait for it to heat just a little bit, but not too much. And then we go in. It might be a little bit early. All right, so the shallots go in. And you want them to sizzle as soon as they hit the pan. And that sizzle will eventually get more and more and more intense. That's cool because we want them to get a little bit of color. We don't want to cook them without color. We want to kind of give them a bit of edge, a bit of attitude, a bit of grunt, a bit of petrol, a bit of diesel, whatever. I don't know. Okay, so to give it a little bit more of a push in terms of the cooking process here, I generally season them now. So good pinch of sea salt and a bit of cracked pepper as well. That not only will help season the shallots, but it will also bring out the moisture in the shallot, which will then allow it to caramelize and give it a little bit of a crust or a crispness, or a nice golden caramelization. What next? What should we do next? Oh, garlic. Yeah, cool. Look at this guy. Got him down the street. New seasoned garlic. Crush it down. Oh, God. Okay, annihilated the whole garlic now. So let's just go wait, hang on. Come away. 2 to 3 medium pieces of garlic is fine. With a little bit extra left over from the crushing. And just chop the garlic up like I did with the shallots. Just a nice rough chop. So now that's looking good. That's the color we want. Nice and golden, a little bit crispy as well. A little bit of caramelization going on. Garlic goes in. We don't want to caramelize the garlic. We just want to give it enough heat so it will release its aroma, and that's all we want. You've got to be careful not to burn garlic too much. And that's why I also say just be rough with it, because the finer you chop it, the more easy it is to burn and it's less forgiving. And because it's me, I'm just going to add a little touch more olive oil to the pan, just to bring it up to a bit of more lubrication, because the onions do suck up, or shallots I should say, they do suck up quite a little bit of the oil juice along with their water once they've been released when you're cooking it in quite a high temperature. So a little bit of extra lubrication is good, is fine. All right, now I've got some lovely heirloom pomodorini or cherry tomatoes, say 8 or 9. It's a nice sort of mix of colour, and just squeeze it right in to the pan. Keep the heat reasonably high here because we just want to blister those skins a tiny little bit. But just be aware the garlic is in there, but from the moisture and the water content of the tomato, it will release it, so it won't burn the garlic. But you just want to blister that skin a little bit and almost char it, and that helps with the flavour development of the sauce. All right, now good quality whole peeled tin tomatoes straight into the pot. And crush them up in here. And a mixture of a bit crushed, a bit whole, the pomodorini or the cherry tomatoes I put in before, they will break down a little bit while it cooks. But we want a mixture of textures. We want some whole, some chopped, some mulchy, all those textures in there will, I'm rubbing it on now. Okay, so here, what we do, just give it a little bit more seasoning, good pinch of salt, and another nice few cracks of pepper. Mix it up, bring the temperature to a medium-low, and I'll say let that reduce. You don't even need to use water, it's just tomatoes here. I'll say maximum 20 minutes, that's it. So in the 15 minutes while this is blipping away, slowly reducing, turn your oven on. So preheat, I would say, to 180, 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we'll get a pot of water on to boil. Good couple of pinches of salt in the pot. I don't know what's the deal with this tap, but it's just so slow. It's a shocking tap. All right, so big pot of salted water onto the heat and bring that to a nice rolling boil. Also 15 minutes has passed, and have a look here. This has just lightly been reduced, and the shallot, the garlic and the tomato is all nicely melded and married together. Water's now boiling, so we put our gnocchi in the pot. So I've got there about 250 grams of gnocchi that we've pre-made. If you want to see the recipe for how to make gnocchi, I'll leave it in the video description just below. So the gnocchi won't take very long at all, maybe 2 to 3 minutes at max. You'll know when the gnocchi is ready when it floats to the top. Once it does float to the top, we just want to transfer it delicately from the pot of water and into our sauce. And that's pretty simple stuff, yay? While we wait for the gnocchi to come to temperature, I've just got some lovely fresh basil. Now, sometimes I throw it in whole, sometimes I chop it really finely. Today I'm just going to give it a nice sort of rough chop. It doesn't matter how you do it, you can do it how you wish. But make sure you do put basil into it, because it just gives off a nice, gorgeous aroma into the tomatoes. That is probably one of the best marriages on the planet.
Could you do dry?
Nah, Yeah, you want fresh. I mean, you could do dry if you wanted to, but I'd suggest if you can get your hands on fresh, you can get it at the supermarket anywhere. Do fresh. It's a different ball game. All right, so the gnocchi is now slowly coming to the top, and like I said, we'll just transfer each one carefully into our sauce. This pot is on very low now. I don't want it to be boiling away. I just want it to retain its heat so we can then put the gnocchi in and delicately toss the gnocchi into the sauce before we put it into our dish to bake. Give the gnocchi a nice mix into the sauce. Okay, cool. Now we're ready to assemble. So take the pan off the heat. I've got here just a little terracotta dish, probably enough for one serving, I would say. And we'll just put a nice even mix of gnocchi and tomato sauce and basil into the dish. And just make sure that the tomato covers the gnocchi and they're all just sort of snuggled away in there like little dolls. Soldiers, I don't know. What? That was weird. That was very weird.
Peas in a pod.
Peas in a pod. Sardines in a can. Sardines in a tin. Groovy, so that should be good. And just add a little bit of extra tomato sauce. So I've got fresh mozzarella here. Buffalo mozzarella is really good. Cow's milk mozzarella is really good. Burrata you could probably use, but it might be a little bit too runny. So I would suggest just a nice, good quality, fresh mozzarella. So I'm going to slice up and then I'm going to just pull it apart. And yeah, be generous. You can use, if you want to use the whole lot, you can. So that's probably enough, maybe a little bit too much, but hey, that's all right. The other part can go to the other guy when we get another dish. Now, I know that I've said that I've probably added a little bit too much mozzarella, but also I've got a nice wedge of grana padano, and I'm just going to put the whole thing over the top like that and bake it in the oven. Awesome. No, so a good grating of grana padano over the top, straight into the preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for, I'd say, about 10 to 15 minutes. We just want to get this nice and golden on the top, and that's it. I am waiting, I am waiting. I am waiting for the gnocchi to be finished. It's like a baseball glove. Once the gnocchi is finished, I'll show you what to do. Like a baseball glove. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. Yeah, baby, looking good. Beautiful, golden, crisp, crispy, golden, delicious, bubbly. Yeah, so I'm just gonna crack in and give it a go. Yeah. That's our version of baked gnocchi, or gnocchi sorrentina, with tomato, mozzarella, basil, and grana padano. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching Pink Wall Kitchen. Please like, please subscribe, please follow. Much love as always, and bye for now. Yeah, cool.